ECs couldn't join us this morning, but I'm going to be your hostess with the mostest. Let's get rolling. So can you guys believe it's August already?
Crazy.
We're 2 whole days into it. It's amazing. Let's see here. Let's get that going. So let's just go over the Y4C2Ts. I said that right. I tried probably 3 or 4 times this morning with Kelly. I just couldn't get it out.
Can you do the whole dance or just the win?
I really just know that it's that first thing. You remember the first and the last one, right? I remember the win-win or no deal. But that's, I think, integrity, some sort of I, right?
We'll have to get that.
There's a dance to it. There's a dance to it. At family reunion, Mark King did the whole thing, and it was very much like hokey pokey on steroids. It was awesome. Wow. That's what it's all about. Oh my gosh, it was very like vacation Bible school, like summer camp. Yeah. It was honestly pretty endearing. Someone is with chiseled features like Mark King getting up there and doing a dance with everybody. All right. Yes, a little bit. All right, so we got Deborah joining us. Let's see. Before we go on, I'm just going to say right now, I know it's new to this bunch, but equity has been my favorite one recently. And it's great for diversity, equity, and inclusion, but also just in talking with people about equity in their homes. And just talking about how, you know, renting may technically be cheaper than owning a home right now. You keep hearing that line thrown around, but you know, cheaper versus what are you doing with it? I mean, I also hear people say rent is 100% interest. Like, you might be scared of 6% interest on a mortgage rate, but your rent is 100% interest. You get 0 of it back. Yeah. So it's not just about cost, it's about equity. And you know, 6% on a mortgage might sound scary, but 100% on rent should sound scarier, especially if you're like me and you've been doing it your whole life. It feels like it's time to get out from under that. All right, we got Michael Marr joining us. All right, and moving on. Bucket fills. Gratitude. Anybody got some bucket fills? Kelly's hand shot up right away. Yeah, Kelly.
It's not work related, it's personal, but I have a new grand nephew.
Nice.
And I'm very thankful for him.
Aw, like brand new?
How old is he? Like 2 weeks old, Russ?
2 weeks.
How old is Emmett?
Yeah.
He's about 2.5 months old.
Oh, that fast?
That's incredible.
Well, talking about
I got the 2 right. Here it is a little off.
I announced
I'm gonna fill. Oh, somebody saying something?
this is Monica.
Hey,
And
Monica.
after very much complications with my daughter, at 2:43, she had our grandson, 9 pounds, 4 ounces, emergency.
Woo.
But everybody's safe, and we get to see him tomorrow.
Oh, that's exciting. Congratulations, Monica.
Yep, baby.
Very cool.
Congratulations.
I don't think we can compete with brand new babies, but I'd like to fill JR's bucket. He and I, if you guys haven't met JR, reach out to him on Facebook or come in, meet him in person. He's been here the last couple sales rallies, new agent. I hitched a ride with him over to Quantum Leap over in Tacoma last week. Was such a fun car ride, just talking about all the different jobs we've worked and talking about being new in real estate and getting into it. And I highly recommend that if you're new in real estate, reach out to somebody else who's been in it a while, and I don't know, do a road trip or something. That was a ton of fun.
It was.
So
we learned a lot.
thank you. Awesome. I owe you gas money, but yes, that was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, someday you'll get it at closing.
Yep.
Awesome. Anybody else got any more bucket fills?
Hey, Lauren, do you want to talk about Quantum Leap now or later?
Yeah, I'd love to chat about Quantum Leap, but I think we got one more bucket fill coming here, Kathy. And yeah. All right, Amanda's got her hand raised, and then we'll get to Kathy too. Amanda, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to bucket fill Marcia. She has been such a great resource for me. anything that I have contract wise, and it's great. I feel like we're constantly helping each other, and she always picks up the phone. And man, even some of the hours that I call her, I feel bad, but she's always there. So thank you, Marcia. I really appreciate that.
Yes, thank you, Marcia. That's so awesome having that wealth of knowledge. Kathy, you had a bucket fill too.
I do. I have to, if I didn't do it for Marcia the other time, I'm gonna do it for Kelly, because the same kind of thing,
Yes.
call her or email her, and she, thank God there's no snarky tone of voice for the amount of time. she's like, did you upload this form? Crap, I swear to God, I uploaded that form, and she's so kind and so patient. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome. Right. Brandy's got her hand up too. Hey, Brandy.
Howdy, everyone. I just wanted to say today is voting day, and I just wanted
Yes.
this not work related, but thank you everybody in our office that voted for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Brandy. Yeah, see your signs everywhere, Brandy. Rooting for you.
Thanks.
All right. Awesome. Moving on to Quirk anniversaries, KWNC anniversaries. I'm on there. Woo! Yeah, I got 15 days left to finish my hours for renewing my license.
At least you're doing it before it expires. so
Yes.
that's good.
Yep, absolutely. I know. Yeah, no, that's the last thing I want is to find out I'm inactive. Yeah, and we got Keith, Maria, and Naomi also celebrating their Quirk anniversaries in August. Woo! Are either of them on their second year? Naomi is, I think, right? At least.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's license renewals, funny thing. Yeah. We got happy birthday. Riggs Mishke celebrating a birthday yesterday. This Friday, my mother-in-law who just got her license, Lisa Leon. She's over in Arlington celebrating that, but she just started with us. Anna Marie Dalby on Saturday and Ricky Amaya on Saturday.
It's not everybody that gets a happy birthday from Stevie Wonder.
That's true.
Yeah, there
That's
you
true. It is a lot of people though. He did sing that song. We want to congratulate Sarah Lopeman on capping on both company dollar and royalty.
And I
She did
guess-
it in 2 months. She did it in 2 months, which is impressive. So she had a reset in June.
Yeah, June 1st was her reset. She just capped on this last week.
Amazing. That's right out the gate. Awesome. We got top 10 agents year to date. We got Brooke Johnson up there above 22 million, Lisa Boyle, Jeff Hallman, Brian Boyle, Russ McClellan's on there. Congrats, Russ. Colton, Sydney, Sarah, who just capped, she's here at number 8. Amanda's at number 9, and Naomi. Things are looking good. Great job, everybody. Yeah.
Remember they adjusted gross,
And-
and KWI goes by, so their actual numbers might be a little different, but
Higher, lower?
it depends.
Let's say higher. I'm an optimist. Let's say higher. And then we got the top 5 teams from July only. So this isn't year-to-date numbers. This is last month's. We got Team Boyle at 7.4 million, Alpine Group at 7.1, Tamarack at 2.2. We got Mountain Home Properties at 891,000 and Agent 509 at 781. So those are your teams, top 5 for July. Awesome. Let's see, what do we got next here? We got a broker minute with Russ. Russ, you want to take it away here?
Hey, yes, short and sweet. You know, it's August. We're going on the second 6 months of the year, right? And one of those Y42 C's that I can't say either, Lauren, only been 4 years, is to, you know, creativity is important, right? If you're doing something and you're not getting traction in a shift, what you need to do is, like, first of all, collaborate, start asking questions, start leaning into programs, whether it's contract class or tech enabled class, or just calling any one of us. Lean into people, because if you have a question about something, so does someone else. And it's okay to like take a step back and go, you know what, I want to go a different direction right now. And what's going to happen is, in a shift, and I've been through quite a few of them in my time, businesses are camouflaged, maybe not so good of business plans are camouflaged in a solid market. And when you think about our market, up until 2 years ago, the average price in Wenatchee was below 300, and the average interest rate was below 3%. So that means everybody that had a $20 an hour job could buy a house if they had good credit. So 10 out of the last 12 years was that example. In the last two, now we shoot up, it's now 6%, and it's about 400 and something, right? So what that means is if you're only relying on one lead gen source, it's time to really dig deep and start activating your profession, right? What I mean by activating your profession is that you start intentionally waking up, going to work and following a model or following a plan. Because if what's going to happen, and it happens in every shift, so I can say it with extreme certainty, about 30% of the people will resign. They will just say, I don't really want to be that professional that actually has to go to work every day. Right. But in reality, there's also in a shift huge opportunity because of that. And I've said it many times, I've seen it many times in person where the deck can shuffle, right? Because there's a lot of people, for example, that were really good at working their sphere, that if that's all they did and all their friends were 20 bucks an hour, where's my leads coming from? How's my follow-up going? Where's my referral network coming? Are we doing the right things in the right order? So if you're one of those people, and I'm sure we all will be, it's amazing how much you can accomplish in a shift. It actually can get easier to sell real estate. You know, what's easier, 87 offers in 5 minutes with no contingencies, or maybe now that there's a little bit more balance to the world, even though rates are a little higher. So I want to leave it with optimism and opportunity, because the shift equals opportunity if you do the right things in the right order. And we're going to continue to try to bring more and more value as a market center in the very, very near future, as we're talking about opening up some more classes and really getting into the PC program and so on. I'm sure that'll be talked about a little bit later today, but that's my minute and a half. Promise.
Yes. Thank you, Russ. Awesome. And on that note, you mentioned reaching out to people, reaching out to your fellow agents and reaching out to leadership here at the Market Center. I missed this. Lupita wanted to fill Kathy's bucket. Just she helped her so much to get a listing. And I love to see that. We love to see people reaching out to one another and just making it happen, making it work. So thank you, Russ. Let's see if I can get everybody's faces back up here. And let's see, tomorrow's Lunch and Learn. I don't know if you guys know this, KW has a magazine. It's called Out Front. And it can be a little bit like the Realtor magazine, where it's like you can skim the headlines, but if you're a busy person, which all of us are, you're here taking time out with me, I'm going to say that Out Front has some gems. One of the gems they have, and we talked about this at the last Lunch and Learn, and I'm sure you've heard people tell you this, that you need to plan out your social media calendar. If you want to do social media, but you're sick and tired of having to be on all the apps all the time block, meaning set aside X amount of hours. And I can walk you guys through this tomorrow. I sat down and went through Out Front's article, and they do this every month. They put out every day of the coming months social media posts. They give you ideas for every single day. So August has 31 days, I think, right? I got that right. They have 31 ideas, and maybe 1 in 7 is real estate related, and that's about the ratio you want. You want to remind people that you're in real estate, but you also want to engage in them. And if all you're ever putting out on real estate is under contract or just listed, those are good posts. But if that's all you're doing, people tend to tune you out, right? So you want to highlight local businesses. You want to talk about, something as simple, and I think the word is banal, but it's true. It's like talking about the weather. It's like, can you believe it's August already? It's universal, and it starts a conversation. So we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. Along with anything else that Russ would like to cover, but Lunch and Learn tomorrow. You guys show up. I will walk you through the first week, which took me less than an hour in a busy household with 4 kids. So I had 4 kids bugging me all day, and I was able to plan out a week's worth of social media posts, graphics, captions, and all that. So that's tomorrow. If you want to learn more about just streamlining that, and it's effective. It happens. They'll call it the algorithm, but it's just the software that Facebook uses, Facebook, Instagram, all of them. They give you bonuses for regularly posting and engaging with people. And the easiest way to do that is just planning it out ahead of time. So that's my piece about Lunch and Learn. Quick tech tip. There's not a whole lot to this, but if you've logged in Northwest MLS recently, you've probably seen this, that they're going to be rebranding, which sounds simple enough, except for that they keep mentioning that they're going to improve the user experience on the website. And if you've had any experience with anybody improving, in quotes, the user experience on websites, sometimes those improvements are in hindsight, right? So when you're confronted with somebody's idea of what an improved user experience might be, it might be 5 people in an office in King County decided this would be an improved user experience, and you just kind of have to get used to it. So I'm here for you. We're all here for you. When those changes occur, along with the contract changes that are happening in October, let's all just kind of come together and make sure we navigate that storm. Or, I mean, it could be pleasant. Who knows? I like this idea of a keyhole and a doorway all in one. It's cute branding, but it goes deeper than just Northwest MLS's branding. So keep an eye on that. That's happening in September, ahead of the contract changes that are happening in October. Wanted to do a quick market update with you guys, and this will be a good segue into our mortgage minute with Michael Marr, if we've got him on here. But in the last 7 days, the big one I want to point out is that listing price reduction there, 87 in the last 7 days. And how many of you, or any of you got listings that are part of that number? Yep. I got some listings that are part of that number. A lot of price reductions. So, you know, you may have people, buyers that have been on hold indefinitely because of interest rates, whatever, they feel like they got priced out. They may have been brought down a price bracket. Well, some of the homes they might love are being brought down a price bracket. So
The pendings though,
yep,
price reductions, and then there's 100.
things are still happening. And I do believe that there are buyers kind of crouched and waiting for that home to come down just 3%, just come down about 10 grand or so, and we'll get in there. Yeah. So anyways, vacant land, similar. I noticed a lot of expired listings, stuff that just kind of sat. Those may be coming back on the market. They may not. So that's another reminder to maybe reach out to expireds and FSBOs, see if you can land yourself a listing. I know it's not as juicy as it was a year ago, but it's still one of the best things you can do for yourself is go out and land a listing. So you know, reach out to those expireds and reach out to those buyers that may have been sitting on the fence. Just remind them we're seeing reductions every day. I mean, this is just in the last 7 days, and there's 87 there. So you divide it by 7. That's how many reductions we're seeing a day. Yep. So that brings me to mortgage minutes. Michael, we got you on here.
Yes, sir. I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right. Yes, we can hear you. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but I like that you guys kind of segued into it. Russ, that word of the day of the shift is opportunity. So how do we capture that? So I just did a post on Facebook that actually got a pretty decent response. I had some people message me about it as well. So mortgage applications are at their lowest that they've been in 20 years. So even taking into account the refinance boom of 2020 and 2021, and back in 2006-07, when everything was red hot as well, mortgage applications are down. While most people might look at this and say, well, that's just a sign of the times, we're shifting and there's not as much business. I look at that a little differently and say, all right, there's a lot of people sitting on the sidelines potentially, and there's a lot less competition as well. People aren't driving these prices up as quickly and as fast as they were over the last couple of years. So one of the biggest things that I'm seeing, I'm having conversations daily, is just explaining to buyers what that opportunity is. And while yes, price reductions are good, if their stinging point is the interest rate, there's a way around that. And that's through buyer paid closing costs. And I would coach your buyers or have them get a second opinion. If they're not getting these options, there's tons of options. There's 3-2-1 buy downs, there's permanent interest rate buy downs, there's ARMs, there's so many different things that you can do. I just had a conversation this morning where it's a new construction home. They're potentially wanting to ask for the seller to pay closing costs, but builders tend to not have as much margin and they don't want to decrease the price as much. And what they want to do is have the seller pay about 6% back. But if the seller's only willing to give 3% and the buyer's not allowed to pay for their own temporary buy down, you stack the remainder of that 3% onto the price. The seller kicks back the full 6%, and now you're rocking and rolling. So that might make sense, it might not, but that's just one of the creative things we can come up with, just to help people find a way to get into a home. The affordability, the opportunity is definitely there for buyers. We have a lot of people that are being able to be very, very creative with their offers and get things accepted. They just need to be educated that that's possible, and not just be in that fear-based mindset where, yeah, interest rates are higher. If they're watching the news, you have listings up, prices are coming down, and interest rates are up. That's all they're hearing. So they're going, you know what, we're going to sit tight as it right now and just not do anything. Well, if that's where you guys come along, and you can say, well, listen, you can talk to Sharon and Michael at Prime Lending, and they have a ton of different opportunities to just look at what you have going on, and then from there decide if it's really not the best time to buy for you, or if there's been a home on the market for 30 days. It's a balance. It's starting to balance out. Let's ask for some stuff from the seller and see if we can get you where you need to be. So, like I said, I'm having conversations left and right on these. I had one recently where the people were getting told from one lender they were going to have a $3,700 a month payment. Their comfort zone was $3,200. So I restructured the entire deal. They came over. I got them $3,100 and cash back at closing. And the seller was super happy. They accepted the offer. So it's just, and another part of this is that a lot of lenders, and this is not speaking bad about anybody, but a lot of lenders got in the business within the last 2 years. And that's what happens when interest rates go down. They all get into the business. It's low hanging fruit. They don't focus on purchase-based business. They focus on refis. So they don't have to be as creative. Anyone and their mother can write a cash out refi or a rate term refi. Those are not hard. But to put together a purchase deal and be creative about it, that takes some actual knowledge in the industry. So if you're getting pushback or anything, just, reach out. You can always ask us and we'll take good care of you. I know I was long-winded, but I think it's kind of important because I'm getting enough of these conversations where it's kind of frustrating that people don't know what's out there. So I'm like, this is a great time to buy still.
Yep. That's awesome, Michael. That's a great reminder. I mean, if you guys are out there and you're trying to explain these things to your buyers, you do not have to be an expert on the level that Michael is when you're talking about buy downs, when you're talking about 3-2-1s, when you're talking about ARMs, everything. Encourage them to have those conversations. This is why it's so important to establish these relationships with lenders like Michael, like Sharon, who you can quickly point people in their direction and, just give Michael a rundown, say, this is what they're looking to do. And Michael can have that conversation. And like he said, help them determine if it really is a bad time to buy for them. Chances are it's not. There's a lot that can be done. Yeah.
Yep. Good points, Lauren. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael.
Yep.
Right on. So last thing we wanted to cover today, we just wanted to confirm with Kelly by tomorrow. We're just finalizing details about lodging and just going to Mega Agent Camp. So if you guys have any lingering questions, if you're planning on going and haven't talked to Kelly yet, please do connect with her by tomorrow. We're at the 3-week mark. So this is happening in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I just need to know who all's going and if you're planning on staying at the Airbnb, so I can get all the dollar amounts worked out for you.
Yeah. And if you have any questions you feel like asking now, go for it. Raise your hand or speak up. Otherwise, just reach out to Kelly directly. You guys have her number, her email, her Snapchat.
I changed Snapchat. Yeah, that would.
Yeah, just tweet at her. Awesome. So that's pretty much it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming in. We got contract class at 11:45 with Tom. And reminder, it is the same exact link as this sales rally. So use that link.
Did you want to say something about Quantum Leap and the rest of that?
Oh yeah, and I did want to say Quantum Leap was an amazing opportunity. It is kind of this master class. It brings in concepts from all over Keller Williams that you've probably already heard about financial planning, about there's some mindset involved with it, but it's very nuts and bolts. And I loved the blend of kind of helping me with my attitude and my outlook and what's possible in real estate, but also showing me exactly how to do it and how to invest in certain things. It just made certain things that were muddy for me. I came out of there, they were clear as day in terms of how to structure my real estate holdings and things. So as those opportunities pop up, Quantum Leap and other classes that we promote that are kind of more at the regional level, even though the tickets and the travel might be a sticking point for you, reach out to us. I think the more the merrier with those things, and they're worthwhile for sure. Yep. Tom.
Lauren, Marcia's gonna do a class today on listings for land. We've been doing land deals for buyer for the last 3 weeks.
So you guys are going over the
Today's
listing
gonna go
side?
Listing side.
Awesome. So we'll be covering the listing side of land deals, which is super fascinating. A lot of homework to do there. And I would dig into it with Marcia here. So that'll be in about 15 minutes. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Lauren.